Welcome to the channel and welcome to episode 8 of the Honda Hornet Scrambler build. Now things are going to get a little bit interesting, so stick with me and I'll explain why. So for those of you that haven't watched before or watched the previous episodes, I'm trying to turn my Honda Hornet here into something like this. I'm trying to build a Scrambler style bike, which is just going to be a bit of a Mad Max thing for me, something for me to thrash around in the summer and have great fun on. It's not going to be a full-on Scrambler, it's just going to be a Scrambler style bike that's going to look absolutely brilliant. If you watched the last episode, you're probably looking at the bike now and thinking, Paul, you've done nothing on that. And do you know what? You'll be absolutely right, because I haven't done anything. Really, for two reasons. One, it's been Christmas. We've been so busy, we haven't had time to get out here and do a lot. But two, and the main reason, is that dreaded Scrambler seat. If you watch maybe episode 6, I'd ordered a Ducati Scrambler seat off eBay. Anyway, it didn't arrive. I'll cut a long story short, it just got lost in the post. It's in the system somewhere. So I haven't got it to this day. Anyway, whatever, I don't care. We're going to move on. So I've gone and bought a new seat, and actually it's a bit of a blessing in disguise, because I think this seat's going to fit a lot better than that Scrambler seat would have done. So I had a bit of time to have a look at the dimensions of those Scrambler seats, and actually I'm not quite sure it would have suited that frame that I've built here. So, yeah, blessing in disguise. Anyway, I am going to get some work done on the bike today. Not a lot, just a little bit. Now we've got the seat, I'm going to tack the rear end on, ready for the bike to be stripped down. But I'm not going to strip the bike down just yet, and I'm going to tell you why. So this lovely little workshop I built myself. So this is my little man cave, my little man corner in the back of the shed where I park the bikes. So we're going to be moving out of here. Yes, that's right. This is going to just be a bike park, a normal shed. We're moving next door. Now I've got a great big shed next door, which I built a few years ago for an eBay business. It didn't take off and everything's just sat in there. I've got a humongous space there, which I'm going to try and turn into my dream workshop. Right, so let's leave the Scrambler in here for a minute and I'll show you next door. Now look at the weather. You just wouldn't want to go out on your bike on that if you had to, would you? Bloody awful. So a bit further up my garden there, I've got this. Now this is a shed. If I stand back, you might be able to see it. It's absolutely ginormous. I built this years ago for an eBay business that didn't really take off. So it's just been full of stock and nothing's happened to that building at all. So this is the building I want to turn into my dream workshop and ultimately build all the projects in there. This is going to be my new dream workshop. Now, I don't know about being on YouTube. I think I should be on one of them hoarder programs. Look at it. Inside this side, it's probably about 5 meters by 3.5 meters. So it's a fair old space. You can't really see it because of all the stock in the way. But the plan is to have the doors there. So I've got the double doors to come in with a little ramp. Then over the back there to have a motorcycle lift. I've got about 7 feet in here in height. So I can get bikes like the Honda Scrambler up into the air and have them at chest height. So I'm going to get a ramp, sort of a lift over that side. I've then got room in the middle for sort of 2 or 3 other bikes. I'm not going to work on any more than about 2 at a time, so they can just fit over there nicely. Anyway, that's enough of that. You've come across here to watch me work on that Scrambler and not talk about building in a shed, but I just thought I'd keep you in the loop as to why there may not be a couple of videos coming out within the next few weeks. But when they do come out, hopefully it'll be in here and it's going to be really cool, and I'll be warm and I'll have loads of space to strip that bike and pull it out all over the floor. So yeah, keep an eye on this space, and don't forget to tune in, because I am going to film this build and this Ultimate Dream Workshop as a little YouTube video series. So yeah, it'd be great if you can come along for the journey, and then we can get some bikes in here and really get stuck in. So anyway, I'm talking rubbish. Let's go next door and get some work done on that lovely Honda Hornet Scrambler. Come on, let's go. Oh, let's get out of the peeing rain. It's bloody horrible out here. Right, let's get the camera back on the tripod and then we'll get doing a bit of welding, shall we? Now, as I said in the clip before, that other seat didn't turn up, and it is a blessing in disguise because it wouldn't have fit. And what I've bought now, and I don't know why I didn't do this in the first place, because it's actually probably the most simplest and the cheapest thing to try first rather than spending all that money, is I just went onto eBay again and I bought a cheap Chinese seat. And I bought it for 2 reasons. One, because it was flat, like I had a flat line on the bottom. 2, it had a curve on the back. So you can see it's got that perfect curve on the back. And 3, it was just the length I wanted. So many seats were too long and I would have had to alter them in quite a drastic way. So why I didn't do it in the first place, I've no idea. And I'm going to put it onto the frame here. The frame isn't welded on yet. It's got a big clamp down there, so I've got to be careful. But it just fits perfectly. I'm not going to keep it like this. This isn't leather. This is some sort of PVC, horrible stuff. I just want the seat base for the frame and the foam. I will get it covered, and I've got a guy that does cover seats, and I want to get it done in a black sort of white leather stitch, but we'll do that later down the line. I want to get this on first and make sure it all fits. So I'll put it on and I'll show you a view from the top and you'll see what I mean. It fits absolutely brilliantly. And it just fits onto that frame that I made, and I don't have to alter that at all. It's just absolutely perfect as it is. Length is right. It's got that nice curve at the back. It's got to come back a little bit to about there, actually. It's a frame. This tank does have to come back. Let me show you from the top, and I'll show you what I mean. So there you go. That's it on the bike. I've got to be careful not to touch that subframe because it's not welded on yet. I've got a clamp holding everything together. But I'm really conscious of that line of the tank, and everything lines up with it. And I can keep the subframe exactly how I built it. I don't have to alter that whatsoever. This bracket might go because that was for an exhaust pipe, but I don't think I need that now. But the seat works absolutely perfect. If you can imagine that recovered in leather. If I go from the top, even from the back there, it's got that nice curve which fits in that rear subframe. Okay, I might even just like lap it over yet, I'm not sure yet. But then it follows the line down the subframe. If I go from the top, you kind of see it like that. The only thing I don't like about it, there's this gap here. So obviously the tank's got that lovely teardrop shape. So I may cut some of this PVC off. And they've got a plastic, all underneath there is plastic. So I may get some fiberglass and make the seat come round to the tank like that. Have a bit of foam put in there. So when it's recovered, it hugs the tank really, really nicely. But do you know what? The length of that seat, how slim it is, the curve on the back, I'm actually really happy with that. That's it. That's kind of what I wanted. So I'm pleased that I haven't got to make any alterations to my subframe at all. It really is as I set it up the other week. So really happy with that. So what I'm going to do now is just take that seat off and tack that subframe into position with the welder, just so when I wheel it next door, it's all ready for me to take the engine out, take the wheels off, take the swinging arm off, front end off, and that subframe will be in its proper position. Because really, once everything's off, the first thing I'm going to do is have that frame all sanded down and get that all painted and filled so that the frame looks brilliant. And then I can start individually cleaning the parts up, the swinging arm, all the forks, they can all be painted, and put the bike back together bit by bit with fresh paint on everything. So yeah, let me get the welder out, tack that on, and that's pretty much all I can do until we're in the workshop next door. So now, before anyone says, Paul, why are you welding on top of carpet? Yeah, I know it's stupid, but like I said earlier on, this carpet is absolutely saturated to the point I can't even kneel on it. So it's not going to catch fire. I do have a fire extinguisher in here just in case anything goes wrong. So I'm not going to move it. And I've got a damp towel here just to stop any sparks going onto the wire in there. Like I say, I'm only just going to tack it. I'm not going to go mad. So So that's the frame temporarily on there. Like I say, it's just so I can get it moved. So I hope you enjoyed that little video. Sorry I didn't get much done on the Scrambler this time, but I hope you can appreciate that working on that workshop next door is quite important, and that's going to look really cool when it's finished. So don't forget to follow me in my next videos where I'm going to be working on that and turning that into my dream space and ultimately getting this bike in there. So I hope you can join me on that journey. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. So we will be making more videos in the coming weeks. We don't just make videos about working on bikes. We go out on the bikes, on tours, and just muck about with them in general, really. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.